A study was conducted to determine whether a new diet program results in weight loss, and a one-sided hypothesis test with a significance level of 0.05 or 5% was performed. The null hypothesis was that the mean weight loss is equal to or less than 2 pounds, while the alternative hypothesis was that the mean weight loss is greater than 2 pounds. If a significance level of 1/100th or 1% was used instead of the significance level of 5/100ths or 5%, which of the following would be true? Would it be A, that neither the probability of a type 2 error nor the power of the test would change? Is it B, that both the probability of a type 2 error and the power of a test would decrease? Is it C, the probability of a type 2 error would increase and the power of the test would decrease? Or is it choice D, the probability of the type 2 error would decrease and the power of the test would increase? Well, the significance level is the probability of rejecting the null hypothesis when it is actually true, or a type 1 error. In this case, the significance level is decreased from 0.05 or 5% down to 1/100th or 1%. This means that the researcher is now more conservative and requires a stronger amount of evidence to reject the null hypothesis. Well, since he lowered the significance test, the probability of the type 2 error and the power of the test are being impacted. So choice A is completely ruled out because it's saying that neither are being impacted when they really are. Option B is incorrect because decreasing the significance level increases the probability of the type 2 error. And it would also require the power of the test to decrease. So because it increased the type 2 error, choice B can be ruled out because it's also not being decreased. That also tells us that the correct answer here is C. The probability of the type 2 error would increase and the power of the test would decrease. Because decreasing the significance level increases the likelihood of accepting the null hypothesis when it's actually false, which means that the probability of the type 2 error would increase. And since the power of the test and the type 2 error are inverses, if the type 2 error increases, the power of the test would decrease. And now choice D can be ruled out. Yes, this one shows that the type 2 error and the power of the test are inverses of one another. However, because we know that the significance level lowered from 5% to 1%, that makes the type 2 error increase instead of decrease. That's why the answer here is C.